Why do they ask for rotate, man? Is that what it is? No, this is. Yes. Oops. Oops. This camera is going crazy. Come a bit closer to me. Yeah, that's it. Okay, it's nice to be live because I had decided not to be live for a while. But anyway, hello friends. This is my friend. I'll say hello to them.
Hi there.
Hi. We are both ex-Muslims, and Afzal.
Yeah.
Tell them about you. Look at the camera so that they can see you.
Yeah.
Tell them about yourself.
So
Like you were born in the UK. Yeah?
I was born in London. Yes. I was
You're born in London.
UK,
Yeah.
yes.
Tell them about your life first of all.
Basically, I grew up.
You don't have to be so detailed into your personal data or anything. You know.
Okay.
Just tell them what you have gone through and what is it all about.
Basically, I grew up in a
Speak up,
Muslim.
speak up.
I grew up as a Muslim. I grew up in a Muslim household, and the mosque that I attended had a lot of abuse. The imams were subject students to abuse. Now, Mufassil knows this. A lot of Muslims know this stuff happens in mosque, and it often goes unreported and hidden and stuff. And as a result, the victims suffer and they develop long-term mental health problems. Now, I suffered this abuse, but I also suffered other abuse as well. But this abuse contributed to my post-traumatic stress disorder, and I was diagnosed with that. And so I started. A lot of the abuse was done by the imams, but it was done by other Muslim boys who are in the same age as me. They made my life a living hell. So I started disassociated from the religion. Now, a few years ago, I just completely stopped identifying myself, and I wouldn't practice or
Loudly.
yeah, I wouldn't practice or follow the religion at all or anything, and I just completely left the faith. So
right. So you were talking to me a few minutes ago, and you were telling me that your life has become more colorful, and you feel freer now. After
I feel happier. I do feel happier.
You feel happier.
Freer.
Why?
You know, when I was a Muslim, I found it more of a burden. It's all these rules. It is not a religion. It is not. It is a dictatorship. It's a controlling dictatorship. When you leave, you then feel so much free that you can do stuff that you've never had the freedom to do.
Did you try KFC?
Yeah, KFC, McDonald's, everything. So you eat food that is really nice, and then you realise what you've missed out on. Stuff. So yeah.
Is it better than your mom's cooking?
Absolutely, yeah.
So you don't have to worry about halal anymore, huh?
No, never again. Haram food is better.
Right. Okay. Are you listening to music?
I listen to music. I do haram stuff, as they say. I don't do salah. I don't do.
So you
Ramadan.
don't have to worry about counting your beads. You don't have to worry about missing the prayer.
No.
5 times a day.
No, when it's prayer time, I'm watching TV or playing games or in the gym, doing stuff that's more useful in life than that bullshit, basically.
Okay. Now, tell me about the family that you grew up in. I mean, were you free?
No.
Did you have problems? What sort of problems did you have?
My family treated me like garbage. Well, they didn't know, obviously, for safety reasons, because it would have put me in difficulty. I had a brother, second youngest brother, very, very strict Muslim, very strict.
Look at the camera.
And basically, if he had found out, that would have put my safety at risk. So I had to suffer in silence for a long time until I met you.
Right.
You know, until you freed me, sort of, in a way, you know.
Right.
So,
okay. Nice to know that I came a bit of help, huh?
yes.
Right.
a lot of help.
Right. Okay. Now, tell my friends that when they tell me that Islam is the fastest growing religion, as you and I met once, probably I was coming town and I was going on an underground station.
I walked to the station
and you said hi.
Yes,
you're like one of those guys who came out of the shadow. You know.
I watched so many of your videos. You know that. It was just by coincidence that I met you, and it was just like I had to say it to get your attention. And it was almost like it was a relief to have met you. You know, so from then on we connected and everything like that. So I gave you a high five and everything. It was always wow. to have actually met you and stuff, because I've seen all the good work that you've done and everything like that.
Right.
You've exposed a lot of evil and brought, shown what it really is for what
There
it really
are there are thousands of ex-Muslims
Yeah.
right here in the UK.
Yeah.
Right here in the UK, and it makes me angry when they say Islam is the fastest growing religion, when in Bangladesh, according to a survey, 37% of Bangladeshis do not attend mosques.
Yeah.
Most of them do not even know Arabic.
Yes.
They don't know what they're uttering in their prayer.
Yes.
Zero. And at least 99% of the Muslims there never even read the life of Muhammad.
Yes. Exactly.
They don't know that Muhammad was married to a 6-year-old, had sex with her when he was 53, 1 year older than me, when she was 9. He had multiple concubines, and they don't know that Muhammad was poisoned to death and he couldn't help himself. And they don't know about all this.
No.
And I am trying to bring out these ex-Muslims from the shadow one by one.
Yes.
And now, as you and I and friends like you that I have, who are courageous enough to come forward and say, Mufassil, you are not alone. I was alone for a long time, because I was probably the first man on social media to declare apostasy from Islam. At a time when I was the top of my glory, basking in my glory as a Muslim preacher. And I had to give up all that for the sake of truth and justice. And now they tell me that I did it all because of money. I did it all because I'm a Christian Zionist agent. You tell me, for argument's sake, even if I am a Christian Zionist agent, which I'm not, obviously, but even if I was, what about the things I'm telling?
Yeah.
Huh?
Exactly.
What has that got to do with me being an agent?
It's
the mentality,
Okay, so by that logic, I'm an agent too as well.
Yes. And they say that we are doing it for name and fame. We are doing it for British passport. You were born and brought up here.
I was being brought up here.
You're born. You were a British
I don't.
young man, and you're born in this country.
Okay. If Britain became an Islamic nation, I would leave. It's nothing about Britain. It's not about Europe. It's not about thing. It's about me finding out what really it was, what Islam really was.
Absolutely.
Okay? That's
Absolutely.
what it was. Because when you grow up in somewhere, then if I grew up Jewish, then I will know what that truly was. We grew up in this faith, so we can really testify to what it was. Like you said, most Muslims don't know. Okay.
Yes.
Now, the more persecuted I was in the mosque and stuff like that, so I then started hating it. I started looking into religion more, and then I started reading this, and I'm reading that, and reading this, and how, it's acceptable to do this and do that. The Imam.
You're not being Uncle Tom, are you? For them, for the white people.
No.
That's not the cause. That's what we do it for. Getting a white girl, blonde hair girl. That's what we do it for.
Listen, there's loads of white people who are Muslim, white British people as well. So why would I be Uncle Tom for them? I don't care what colour of stuff or whatever.
I don't know.
There's no colour, creed. It's to do with right and wrong. That's what it is. You know that.
It's a cult.
Yes. You know what? If Islam was basically saying, be whoever you want, you can be free, no violence, no religion, then it wouldn't be an issue.
Right.
It's such a controlling issue. Like I said,
it controls everything that you have. Everything. You see, this religion has hallmarks of being the way of a king, because the thing is, the king dictates you what you should do. If it is dictator king, he will tell you everything what to do. And he has the ultimate purpose is to gain more lands under his control. And Islam has that hallmark.
Yes.
Because Muhammad wanted to win lands, and bring lands under his feet one after another. That was his target from day one. And then when he went to Medina and pushed out the Jewish people, slaughtered them en masse, then he initially was friendly with Christian people, and eventually even Christians and the Jews, they said they are dirty in Surah Tawbah. And the followers of Muhammad, many of them became Muslims after Muhammad conquered Mecca. After, so why did they convert to Islam after Muhammad conquered Mecca? Because they wanted to be, they had to have a share of the power that Muhammad had.
Yes. See, that is not religion. That is just abuse. That is the same way as someone a dictator like Hitler or something. You know that it's
Yes.
basically he controlled people and they became in order to money and wealth. And I just go back to your earlier point about how they say you paid Uncle Tom and stuff.
Yeah.
What are we seeing with all these Muslim grooming gangs? What are we seeing with all this stuff? They're the ones who are doing abuse on the, you know,
Vulnerable.
Yes, on the white community, on white girls and stuff like that. So for them to then, you know, hypocrisy.
Absolutely hypocrisy. Absolutely hypocrisy. Muhammad himself, I'll tell you something else today. Probably not many people know this, that we don't know much about Muhammad's early life.
Yeah.
We don't know much about him. Until 25 years of his life, we don't know much about him.
Yeah.
Why? Because Muhammad was an idol worshipper himself.
Yes.
Muhammad's father was Abdullah, that was the son of Allah, the slave of Allah.
Yeah.
But Muhammad said that his parents will end up in hell.
Yeah.
Right? So what sort of Allah was he worshipping? You get that?
Yes.
So that was not the Allah of Islam. So that Allah was an idol.
Yeah.
Clearly. Obviously. Right? And then Muhammad used to frequent himself to the Kaaba. Why was he going to the Kaaba? Why? Because Kaaba was full of idols,
Yeah.
What was he doing there?
Yeah.
You see, he placed the black stone in the Kaaba, right? Now, why would he help like non-Muslims, kuffar, to place it there, right? And why didn't he move that after, destroying all the idols? Because that would expose the fact that Muhammad was an idol worshipper. Absolutely, I have no doubt.
Yeah.
I have no doubt, because kissing a stone is a shirk in Islam.
Yeah.
So why is it okay to kiss the black stone? You have to come up with the mental gymnastics to justify that, right?
Yeah.
And now again, Muhammad,
And this is what I wanted to follow on. A lot of the people are just taken in by this bullshit.
Yes.
By this bullshit.
Yes.
What they want to do is, when you relay the truth like this, they don't want to hear it.
No.
They don't want to call a square or a spade a spade.
Yes.
You will tell them something that is fact and they will try and hide away. They know that this is the case.
Yes.
They know that what you're saying is true.
Yes.
But it's just that they don't want to believe it. Why would you not want to believe it true?
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely. Because it's a cult. And because, as I said, when they say Islam is the fastest growing religion, I see it as the fastest dying religion, because people like you, people like me, who are intelligent
truth.
and who wants to accept the truth,
Yes.
with reasonable mind,
But the ones who are being brainwashed into it,
Yes,
they don't know the truth.
we will not be silenced by fear anymore.
Yes.
Period.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like you said, most people they born in the village or stuff like that, but they could not tell you what that says in Arabic. They could not.
No.
They read it and
No.
they don't even know. They stand in the
No.
prayer, recite in Arabic. They don't know what it means. I bet they couldn't even tell you like end to end from the Quran, or even the
Of
first
course,
few
of
paragraphs.
course.
And what
I
it
mean,
means.
some people, believe it or not, some people, they know that this is what it is.
Yeah, but
This is evil. This is cultish.
They still
But they
follow
will.
it.
They
They don't wanna
still, but
change,
they
yes.
will not. But they will not say it to the other people, because you know why? Because they know they will lose their children.
Yes.
They will lose their inheritance.
Yes.
They will lose their country. They will be
Yeah, but-
banished from their own lands. They know, and on the top, many of them are using this garb as an Islamic scholar
Yeah.
to earn money,
Yes.
because they get paid.
Yes.
They get paid. They get paid to circumcise you. They get paid even to
That's-
bury you after you die.
Let me-
They get paid, to preach you bullshit.
And if I could just follow on from the points that you're making, because this actually happened to me, some bullshit.
Uh-huh.
When my mental health problems happened, this is how stupid my mom is, yeah?
Yes.
She paid some bullshit imam or whatever it was to do ruqya on me, the
Right.
exorcism.
Yes. Exorcism. Yes.
All he wanted was the money. Do you feel that bullshit is real?
Yes, yes.
You know what I mean? That's
Yes.
exactly it, the point that you're making. It's they say, oh, they're doing all this religious this. No, they're not. It's a load of bullshit.
Now, if we, for
In
example,
fact, that caused my PTSD.
yes, for example, I was born in Bangladesh, right? I
Yes.
came to the UK 25 years ago.
Okay.
Now, I cannot go to the country.
No.
I cannot go. I'll be killed. You know that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be instantly killed.
Yes.
But the thing is, if they say we'll protect you, like here, you can criticize Christianity the way you want.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna come and kill you.
Yeah.
You know, but in Islam, if you leave it, you'll be banished from your land, and it is according to the instructions of Muhammad.
Exactly.
And you'll be killed. Don't come up with bullshit arguments that Islam tells otherwise. We are the victims. Look at us. Look at us. Look at our faces. You look at our faces. We are the worst persecuted community in the entire world.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And the British media is too afraid to tell about us, and they will try to vilify us somehow. That we are probably the Uncle Tom, you know, or stooge. We're stooges of racist people.
So basically, it's a lose-lose situation for us. It's like,
Yeah.
If you stay there, you have to suffer a miserable life. If you leave, then you get accused of being this, that, and the other. You know
Yes.
that? But I'd rather leave and be happy. You know that.
Yes.
I'm not here to impress anyone else, or you know, I'm not here to you know, please this person or that person. That is not what my own personal reason. Even if I hadn't met you, I would still have been this Muslim anyway.
Yes.
It's just I probably would have been in a more of a difficult position.
Right.
You know that?
Right.
So I still would have left. But it's just that.
Now you have moved from England. Now you have moved to Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Now you need friends in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
You know, you friends, whoever you are there living in Northern Ireland, stand by Afzal. Yeah, stand by Afzal, and he needs support. Now, this man has been ostracized by his family members, by his friends, by his community, and being born and brought up in this country, it's a shame that. Do you feel? By the way, do you feel safe to go to London?
No, I don't feel safe ever again to go there, because the problem
There you
is,
go. There you see.
and I'll tell you why. The problem is partly because of the government, because the government have pandered. They've turned a blind eye as well. You know
Yes.
that the government have allowed radical Islam to go wild and stuff like that. So they would not care if you get threatened or stuff like that. I did report abuse at that mosque, and it got turned a blind eye from the police.
There you go. There you go. It's like, you know, Muslims are the minority, but we are the minority within the minority, and we are expendable.
Yeah.
You know, we are expendable. So it's a topic which the government, the media, they don't want to touch.
No.
They don't want to touch, because if our problem is exposed, it will expose Islam as a death cult.
Yes.
Because we cannot go to a Bangladeshi shop here, we cannot go to a mosque, even to have a chat about our questions. We cannot, we cannot even have a debate on a friendly, level with friends, questioning our religion. Why? Because it's a death cult.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot question it. It cannot question anything about it. And when you are a Muslim, usually, should I use the word usually? Almost all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Always, okay. That you look at non-Muslims as the kuffar, who are hellbound, who are the worst creatures on the face of the earth. Am I wrong in saying?
No, you're absolutely right. Because this is what I mean. When I was a child and in the mosque, we were taught. I remember after the 9/11 attacks happened, and I think I was 14 years old at that time. And because then America invaded Afghanistan and things like that. And then
Listen to this.
We were taught by this imam. Yeah, he was a really extreme. He started developing everything.
In London.
Yes, in London, in Ponder's Mosque. Okay. Basically, what he said was, don't trust any non-Muslims. He basically said, kill Jews.
Seriously?
Yes, kill Jews, kill gays, kill soldiers, military.
Goodness.
You know that? This is because they think you're not going to say anything. And at that age, like you say, you're not.
You were 14 then.
Yes, but you're still a child. You know what I mean.
Right.
You're not. I know you still have an immature brain. So I didn't really think of speaking up at that time. But if you said to me now, I would have. If I had the same mentality back then that I have now, I would have spoke out against it. But I have told the police about this as well, how they did preach extremism, and they did. Okay, they were saying the kuffar are basically disgusting. They don't clean themselves. They filthy, they eat pork, they touch alcohol, this and all this stuff.
But that's in the Quran. The Quran says, Surah 9, verse 23 to 28, that the non-Muslims, the kuffar, they are dirty.
So why are there not Muslims here?
So that's why they are not allowed in the Masjid al-Haram in Mecca. That's what it is, because they are considered dirty. That's. I mean, he was quoting you probably from the book. He was quoting you from the book, because that Quran is a hate manual.
Yes.
It's a hate manual. Would you agree with me?
Yes.
It's a hate manual.
Yes.
And
because like I said, a lot of the abuse and evil that you see must stem from somewhere.
Yes.
It must be. I don't think that this abuse that happened in the mosque, like you said, they will always use the threat of hell as a deterrent to stop you speaking out.
And
where does this threat of hell come from?
If you are an ex-Muslim and you are outspoken about it, the Quran says, Surah 3 verse 90, that there is no excuse for you. There is no redemption for you. There is no excuse. There is no mercy for you. Surah 3 verse 90. You go ahead and read, okay?
Yeah.
So now, as you are exposed, as I'm exposed, even if I turn around tomorrow and say, sorry, Allah forgive me, I'm a Muslim again, they will not forgive you. They will not forgive you, because Islam tells that you should be killed. All the major scholars in the world, including even famous preachers like Zakir Naik, ex-Muslims who speak out should be killed. And some say just leaving Islam should be killed. That's the reality. One who leaves the deen should be killed. That's the hadith, Bukhari. But even those apologetic ones who say, no, if you just leave the religion, it's okay.
No, they're just
speaking out against it to save my other Muslim friends, whom I still love. They don't love us, they hate us. The family members, they hate us. But we love them. Because look at me, I went under the knife for my bypass surgery. My mom didn't come. You know? So I couldn't see my own son. But the thing is, they hate us, but we don't hate them. We don't hate them. We want to save them from that cult. So that's why we have a responsibility, we have a social responsibility, so that this religion does not spread. Because some of the new converts who come to Islam leave Islam within the first 5 years. 75% of them, that's the survey. But they don't open up their mouth, because they know if they open up the mouth, they will become subject to harassment. I have a friend, her real name is Candice, and she's an American girl, and she was a very devout Muslim, convert to Islam, who was a Muslim for about 20 years, right? And she learned Arabic, she learned everything. She was married to two Muslim men twice, you know. Unfortunately, those marriages didn't work out, because she found eventually they were using her for the green card. And then once she started questioning the religion, once she started questioning the charity in the mosque, who are sending money into Hamas, they started harassing her, and she became a victim of the witch hunting from the Muslim community there. And that's the reality. She is still in touch with me, and they made her life a living hell. Now she left Islam after 20 years of being a devout Muslim. You know, she's one of my first friends online. When I was doing YouTube videos, 11 years ago, she was one of my first friends, because I was a Muslim teacher then, she became friends with me because she is Muslim as well. She was making Islamic videos as well, Now, she left almost simultaneously. She left Islam as I left, because she said, Mufassil, I had enough. I was not finding a way to, in fact, share it with anyone, but I can't believe it. You and I both are living Islam, left Islam at the same time, right? Because I spoke out, and then she said, oh, you spoke it from my heart, So they started persecuting her. She is still running her life in fear, because they started tried to destroy her credibility. She was a thief, she was this, she was that, making up stories, and she said that's why ex-Muslims or converts who leave Islam, they don't want to speak out, because they know they will not be able to handle it. They will not be able to handle the fact that they have to lose everything. Have you lost everything? Everything. So tell them.
Well, I've lost everything. It was because.
Do you get phone calls from your family?
No.
Huh?
No, nothing.
Why? What is the main reason?
I'm not sure what the main reason is, but I guess they just disowned me, basically.
Because of the.
Disowned.
They disowned you.
Yes.
But is that something to do with your religion?
I think they sort of know in a way.
No way forward for you.
No. So this is what I mean. So once, if you're saying like, people saying, oh, you're doing this for gain and stuff, no, because you lose more, and then you think, like you've said, you've lost a lot as well.
Now, do you see people differently now? Like if you see Richard now, or Jack, or Tom, do you see them as kuffar now?
No, because
do you see them as people
but they're more human than most Muslims I met in my life. Most Muslims treat me like shit, absolute crap. These people who I know who are non-Muslims, they actually treat me with more respect. So a human is someone who treats someone as a human. You know that.
Of course, that's why we see millions of Muslims trying to come to Europe or to America,
If they
for
if there's
humanity.
so much, yeah, and that's why I don't get. If there's so much hate, why are they coming? No,
That's the hypocrisy.
Yeah,
That's the hypocrisy. If you don't like it here, why the fuck do you come?
exactly. Because they know they get persecuted. They even know that they get persecuted under Sharia and stuff like that in those Muslim countries.
Yes.
And then they have the hypocrisy to say, "Oh, live under Sharia," when you yourself left it.
Yes.
It makes no sense.
Yes. So as I said, Islam is not the fastest growing religion. It is the fastest dying religion. And
If at all, even a religion.
yeah, even if you want to call it a religion, it's the fastest dying cult. It's the biggest cult in human history. And this saying that Islam is the fastest growing religion is just a misnomer. It's a lie. It's a blatant lie. It's a blatant lie. I don't know. I criticize Christianity as well. I criticize all other religions as well. But people of no other religion trying to kill me. They don't want to come out with a machete to kill me. You know.
That's the difference. Like you said, it's like you said, you've criticized this type of religion, but what is it with Islam that you have to face some death sentence?
Absolutely.
It makes no sense.
Absolutely.
No other religion cares. Why are you
so? Because this religion suffers. This religion suffers from insecurity.
It's a dictatorship.
It suffers from insecurity.
Yes.
Because it is so insecure about its existence that it want to dictate everything in your life and monitor you then. That whether you are following it properly. Because slightest of deviation will open up the wormhole of the fact that Islam is a lie. It's a lie. If you leave it, you are a madman. If you don't follow it properly, and if you question it, you are a munafiq. You are a betrayer. You are a traitor. So because this religion, from its inception, is a warring religion.
Yeah.
Muhammad never had peace in his life. He never had romance in his life. He never fell in love with a woman. He always had sex. That's all he had. He never had real friends. He had bandits around him. The people who even didn't believe in what they said. For example, Abu Bakr, Muhammad was his closest friend, so-called closest friend.
Yeah.
When he died, he didn't give inheritance to Muhammad's daughter. He said, Prophet said that prophets do not leave any inheritance. But the thing is, Quran says that women should get inheritance. You see?
Yeah.
But Abu Bakr didn't give it to him because he was asked by Ali that why are you not giving my wife his father's inheritance like from Muhammad?
Yeah.
Because when even other prophets got it, he said, Abu Bakr said, I don't know, my prophet said no, that's it. That means prophet's words superseded Quranic instruction. Muslims say that widows can get married again. Muhammad married so many widows. But he said after him his wives wouldn't be able to marry again. How is that?
Misogynistic religion.
Misogynistic. Every Muhammad was a crazy nutcase. And now when we talk about it, they want to kill us. And they boast Islam is the fastest growing religion.
Yeah, but as of right now, I'd rather be dead than go back to there.
Yes.
Be truthful.
Yes.
Because I was miserable under there.
Now, be honest. Are you happy in the UK?
I'd be a lot happier if
you could feel safer.
If I could feel safer, and if this bullshit religion and people who think it's okay to use violence for it and stuff, if they were gone and stuff like that, I could be a lot more happier. You know that. But the thing is, it's also slowly destroyed the UK, and I do blame politicians and stuff like that. But I'm happy out of London, where it's very bad.
London is gone, man. Gone for us, at least, that's for sure.
Well, I think a lot of the...
We have to look over our shoulders all the time, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, my friends. You will hear more from Afzal next Monday. Yeah?
Yeah.
Say bye-bye to them.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Take care. Take care, man.